My name is Seamus Fnal. I'm the Storage Services Manager within Allied Irish Banks here in Dublin. I manage the SAN environment, and I have a team of 10 people looking after that environment, which consists of predominantly EMC equipment, the storage arrays of DMX, Clarion and Centera, along with switches which exist in that environment. We house approximately 900 terabytes of data. 400 terabytes of that data exists on tape archive, and another 500 terabytes across the 3 tiers of storage. We've been a 20-year customer of EMCs now. We've used their hardware and their software in our data centres over a long period of time. But about 2 years ago, the bank recognised that we had to establish a dedicated storage team to actually look after the SAN environment to meet the demands that were coming from the business. We went so far down that road in establishing the team and reviewing the infrastructure, and we got to a point where we were getting the law of diminishing returns effectively. So we had to get more forensic about how we were going to exploit the environment a bit more, and that's where we actually engaged with the EMC Infrastructure Consultancy Services team. We involved them, they guided us along a path and road mapped out for us over a period of time what we should do and at what stages we should also conduct some checkpoints to see that we were getting return and getting value actually from the service that they were providing us with. Well, once we had engaged with the EMC Infrastructure Consultancy Services team, we sat down and drew out a roadmap of the journey that we were going to go. We established a baseline, we engaged with all of our stakeholders and did an examination of what it is they wanted from us. We were able to then go back to the host teams and identify through interview where we had low-hanging fruit and got some really good early wins in establishing this methodology and approach. From that then we were able to continue that momentum through, again with the assistance of the guys from EMC, who were able to drive it home with the teams and start a mindset change, which was great to see that transformation take place across the spectrum. And quite soon we were able to drive out our storage service catalogue, where we highlighted all of what we could provide, and then automate that through a request centre, which we did internally, where the service was provisioned to the business automatically through an internal process. Traditionally, we were full of bad habits around provisioning storage, where business units would come to us and ask us for storage on tier 1 or tier 2, and it needed to perform in a particular way for their application. What the storage service catalogue allowed us to do was actually abstract that amount of detail out of the request and allowed us to determine what tier of storage that the service should reside on. And the storage services catalogue provided us with a menu and a template that allowed that to take place. So we were now in control of the environment, and we had the customer focused on looking for a service and not a technical solution. And that was a huge transformation and a win in itself as well. Additionally, we have driven out efficiencies within the arrays where we've freed up white space and orphan drives, and we've been able to reclaim a large amount of storage. Somewhere in the region of €240,000 worth of storage was actually reclaimed last year, which is not insignificant. So that was a cost avoidance for us. And as we go into the future now, we have a foundation from which we can jump forward from. We can continue extending the life of this box and sweat this asset right the way through these difficult financial times. Then from the business, they know that they're going to have their data put on the right level of storage, and they only now have to worry about the level of service that they get from us. They no longer have to worry about the technology and consume themselves in perhaps dictating to us that it should be on tier 1 storage and performing at such and such a rate of I/O. So that has cleared up that whole area of doubt. It has brought around a mindset change, and now everybody's on the one page working in the one direction, which is brilliant.